What can you tease us about what's potentially going to happen in season 2?
A lot of repercussions.
I don't think I was ever connected to my body, my sexuality, any of that until I was pregnant.
He was like, we were on set and he was like, my trousers are really wet.
Welcome to Buzzworthy Radio. Here's your host, Novell J. Lee.
What's going on, everybody? We are coming to you from downtown Austin, Texas, as we celebrate the 15th season of the ATX TV Festival. Now, I call this the Comic-Con for adults who love television. From celebrity sightings to incredible panels, this event had it all. And we were on the ground floor to interview some of the cast and creatives of some of your favorite shows. From Tom Fontana, who was the showrunner of Homicide: Life on the Street, to even going across the pond to celebrate BritBox's first time here and interviewing the cast and crew of the Other Bennet Sister and Tommy and Tuppence. But first, we sat down with Amalia Williamson and Brooke Shields, who star in Acorn TV's new series, You're Killing Me, and find out why Amalia felt that having a baby right now in this industry frightened her. But also, take a listen to what Brooke also had to say about how women are perceived currently, especially in this industry. Let's take a look. But I was so intrigued with your comment about how you said you were very scared about becoming a mom. And I believe you said it was because you were becoming a mom in this industry.
Yeah.
Why was that frightening for you? Why was that scary for you?
Well, I think it's aging in this industry in general as a woman is very scary. And I think that once you become a mom, that can be all you are or all people see you as, and you lose that your sexiness or like and you know, this is very general, like you're not the hot girl anymore. It's like it puts me in a different category, at least in my head. But I think in a lot of I think there's a lot of truth to that. And then also I think on TV shows they don't really want to work with pregnant women. It's scary, like doing any stunts, or you just, especially men, are like,
Having a
we
baby
touch
and
our-"
being pregnant is the biggest stunt you can take.
Right. So I think there's just fear there too in terms of like logistics of filming. But yeah,
But I also think that's a narrative that has been, and I love men, so it's not about that, but it is sort of a male generated narrative, which is, you're Madonna or whore, right? You're like, that's like mythologically
maiden motherhood.
Yeah, exactly. And so the minute you add that, you jeopardize in entertainment, definitely. In most industries, you jeopardize that standing, right? That standing in your industry. The irony for me was I don't think I was ever connected to my body, my sexuality, any of that until I was pregnant.
Oh, interesting.
And when my body had a purpose and it had this like, oh my God, without being all weird, but it had something. And I was like, oh, now I'm sexy. Like, so there's a flip side of the way my generation for me was dealing with it. Now, I understand it from her point of view because her career is taking off in a different way. She's been working forever and her talent has kept her through it, but you worry.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be 61. That in and of itself is just, death to the industry. You know what I mean? Like once you're 40, if you're lucky.
They already say like that's.
Yeah, because if you're not the ingenue, you're in Depends. Like you're, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not Helen Mirren. Like, you know what I memean? Like, God bless her. But what I'm saying is it's like, you either get to be Jessica Tandy or the hot girl at the bar. And so there's this bracket in between while you are having children that you feel like, oh, I guess I'm having to choose children over my youth and
My sexiness.
My sexiness. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Sex appeal.
interesting, I think.
Mhm.
Fans of The Hunting Wives, listen up. We sat down with showrunners and the writers of the series, May Cobb and Rebecca Cutter, as we talked about the end of season 1, what potentially may happen in season 2, and find out how much work it actually took to get the pages out of the book and onto the screen. Rebecca and May, thank you so much for doing this with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for talking to us.
So, The Hunting Wives, I watched the season finale, and Sophie's got blood on her hands, literally, and leaving us on a cliffhanger, also literally. What can you tease us about what's potentially going to happen in season 2?
A lot of repercussions from season 1, but also a lot of new dynamics, a lot of shakeups in the power structure, like people that were on top are on the bottom and vice versa. So we get to and there's a lot of new characters coming in where we put everyone through the ringer for another bonker ass season.
Now, the book coming into a series, how did this happen? Because I think it was 2018 that you started with this, and then COVID happened, the lockdown happened, and then I understand there was a lot of, not repercussions, but there was a lot of tribulations in order to make this into a television series, pretty much. I don't think it was intended to become a series, but there was a lot of work along the way.
There was, and I'm still so very grateful that Erwin Stoff decided he's our wonderful producer, that it was a project he wanted to take on. I remember the day he called me, it was December 2020, we're in the height of COVID still, and he's like, May, I'm going to get this show sold. And he was so confident and so and spoke so beautifully about the book. And then when he attached Rebecca and Rebecca came on board, she and I hit it off. And it's just one of those very fairy tale situations. It was life-changing for me. I still get choked up talking about it because Erwin and Rebecca changed my life with making the show, and then making the show such a colossal hit.
I saw your interview with Tam Hall, love her to death. And is it true that you were this close to being evicted because of everything going on with getting this book out there and whatnot? That's incredible. It's incredible in the sense that you were on the precipice of this, but then look what happened. This shift happened, and then here we are.
Yes, it's true. We were, the eviction notices kept coming when I was drafting the Hunting Wives book, and my agent did sell it at auction, which was great. But then, COVID hit, publishing was very hard. It was very impacted. And so we were still very much on the ropes, and with very much insecure financial situation, when Erwin called to say it's actually been greenlit.
Yeah.
And I remember clearly when Rebecca was in East Texas with me, we were on my sister's ski boat, touring the lake where the Hunting Wives is set. And we had gotten to know each other personally, and she knew about, my family struggled having a special needs son. And she said, okay, I understand what the mission is. The mission is, we're going to get this show made. I'm going to get the show made, and we're going to be able to take care of your son. And she actually made it happen.
You're like the fairy godmother that you didn't know.
But I'm going to cry now. But I didn't know that was going to happen either. I mean, I was bullshitting. I mean, not intentionally. I was hoping that's what I would be able to do, but it's so amazing that it worked out that way.
You were very positive about this project. That's why you were saying that this is going to happen. It's not bullshitting. You had faith in it.
Yes.
And here we are. We get to talk about this here at ATX. Having you sit here with the fact that the show is based in Texas, and you're now getting to do this for the first time here at ATX. What is that for both of you feel like right now to celebrate this here?
It's so cool. I mean, I'm not at all from Texas, so for me I'm like the Sophie. I'm the fish out of water when I come to Texas. I don't know anything, but we were talking before about sometimes in the comments, one person will go, "This isn't what Texas is like at all," and then someone else will go, "No, I'm from here, and this is exactly what it's like." So it's great to come here and see that.
And it's amazing to have her here. We had dinner last night. We got to catch up. We're going to go boot shopping later.
Because she's
Boot shopping.
She's stayed at my house in LA several times, so it's my first time getting to see her stomping grounds.
Yeah, super excited, and she's gonna get to meet my son for the first time, which is incredibly gratifying.
What about the food?
We have a lot of food plans.
Give me some idea, because, you know, as much as I've been here, I have not really had actual Texas barbecue since
I mean, I
We
had
don't
to
really have a
give-
plan for that.
We don't have a barbecue plan.
You don't
Yeah.
have a barbecue plan.
We don't. We might have to make a pit
Pit
stop. But I have to shout out the Salt Lick Barbecue. It's about 30 minutes out of town, but it's a really cool place to go see. And my husband waited tables there for 20 years. So
Wow.
soft spot for that place.
Okay. And I understand that there's another book that's coming out that's sort of Little House on the Prairie-ish.
Yes, yeah. All the Little Houses. It's out now, and then the sequel's coming out in November.
November.
Yeah, and it's my twisted wink and nod to Little House on the Prairie, and it's set in East Texas, like the Hunting Wives.
What can we? What's the difference between Hunting Wives and this series? Is there much of a difference?
Gosh, it is set in the 1980s, and it's more about two competing families, small town mother-daughter rich bitch duo versus the seemingly wholesome newcomers that come in, and like that mom's a trad wife and that dad's like a hot woodworker. And so they're kind of like, it's a collision course, but it's the same like obsession, seduction, murder, and crazy East Texas antics.
I love it. As we wrap up here, I want to call it back to you because we did talk about how you came into her orbit a little bit. It's just, how did you come into her orbit? I know you said that she came in and read and said this is going to happen, but how did it happen?
So same gentleman, Erwin Stoff, executive producer extraordinaire. He had optioned the book. He has a deal, you know, we both were working at Lionsgate, and Lionsgate said, you should talk to this woman, Rebecca. I had another show for Lionsgate, Hightown. So he sent me the book and said, would you be interested in adapting it? And I read it in one sitting. And I was like, yes and yes, I love this. It's so horny and scandalous and fun. And I just saw the vision. And so he sent me out here to meet May, and the rest is kind of history. So it was, again, he's our fairy godfather.
I love it. And I really appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your time to talk to me today about this. This was so much fun, and I can't wait for season 2. Thank you both
Stay
so
tuned.
much.
Stay tuned.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
As we continue our coverage of the ATX TV Festival, we're about to head across the pond as we celebrate BritBox's first time ever here at ATX with the Other Bennet Sister with Ella Bruccoleri and Sarah Quintrell. Ella and Sarah, thank you so much for chatting with me
Thank
today about
you
the
for
Other Bennet
having us.
Sister.
Oh, thank you.
I got to see, I'm already at episode 6, so I have
Okay.
not finished the 10 yet, but I am,
Yeah.
I am at episode 6.
You're at a good bit. You've got a good bit to come.
I got a
Yeah,
good bit to come,
yeah.
but seeing it so far has been very, very nice for Mary to have this story being told from her perspective. Because as we know, Mary really was not, in uncertain terms, she was a plain Jane, and she wasn't really explored. There was no feeling, there was no empathy, there wasn't anything.
Yeah.
So, Sarah, I'm going to start with you. What was it about you starting this show to tell it from Mary's perspective? Why did you want to do that?
When I read Janice Hadlow's book of The Other Bennet Sister, I was kind of blown away by the character of Mary and the fact that this overlooked, unloved being was given such an inner life. And it felt so relevant to today, like this young woman who was being held up to standards and values that she couldn't quite reach, and she just felt like she was failing. And I think there's never been a better time to tell that story and to explore a character like Mary. We don't have women like Mary at the center of our dramas, and to explore this really nuanced female experience felt like a really special opportunity, and it felt like a really good time to talk about the importance of kindness in life, and to really look at what it's like to be a young woman who feels like she's on the outside of the world.
For you, Ella, taking on this role, what was it about this role that spoke to you? Because from my understanding of it, you felt that you related to Mary in certain aspects.
Yeah, I really did. At the time, I thought it was a unique experience, and now I realize that it's quite a universal experience. People look at Mary and they feel very seen by Mary, which is the beauty of it, right? That you kind of initially, because my first access point to it all was reading Sarah's scripts,
And I was very emotional reading those scripts because I felt very seen by them. And I couldn't really at the time put my finger on why that was. I guess I have a bit more perspective on it now, knowing how other people feel quite seen by it as well. And I think it is that thing where everyone slightly feels like the outsider a little bit because, and you kind of look at other people and feel like everyone else is kind of nailing it and doing really well and effortlessly going through life. And you were like, why do I find everything so difficult? Why is like the most basic thing in the day feel really difficult? And then you kind of realize that everyone is kind of experiencing that. Like most people are struggling. And so I think it's nice when something like this makes you feel united with all those people a little bit. Then you kind of think it's okay to feel like you're failing sometimes, or you're not quite getting it right. You're making those faux pas or whatever. So yeah.
It's so interesting to hear both of you talk about this because I think everybody in no uncertain terms feels imposter syndrome somehow. That they feel like they're failing in life. That they feel like they're not living up to everybody else's standards when we really shouldn't be conforming to everybody else's standards. And this is the wonderfulness of this story, is that we're seeing Mary grow into her own. She's finding her own identity, and she's finding her place, and she's finding friends. She's finding that love. And as you pointed out, Sarah, this is something that we really don't get to see. We don't get to really see a woman finding her true self. And I really appreciate that you are telling this story because this is going to inspire other women as well.
I hope so, because I do think I felt the same as you when I came to it. I thought, oh yeah, no, this is me. And then you felt like, oh, this is me. And then we've put it out into the world and we've realized everyone has a bit of Mary Bennet in them. Everyone has those self-doubts. And also we create the world we live in. If we choose not to judge other people, if we choose not to comment on what people are wearing all the time or in a negative way, or what their hair's like, or how their body shape is, if we can choose not to contribute to that negativity.
This girl's too loud.
This girl's too quiet. This girl must be putting people into these boxes of behavior. We can contribute to that. Actually, we can decide, I don't want to live in that kind of world, so I'm not going to be part of those comments and that kind of creating that because that's what holds Mary back, is other people's opinions. That's what holds us all back, isn't it? That's what makes us all nervous about, shall I wear this? Because what will people think of me? Well, if we create an open world, wouldn't that be wonderful?
Isn't it a novel concept?
Yeah. Imagine that. Kindness and people just being allowed to be themselves. Wow.
And I want to not retract it, but I want to add to it. It's not just going to speak to women, but it's also going to speak to us guys too, because we need to really understand it as well, not just from the woman's perspective, but also even for us as a male perspective, because we're also going through that. I've gone through it. I'm watching even in the first episode and seeing how this entire family is just treating Mary. While I did not experience that with my family, I experienced that with outside people to me, treating me in a certain way. And it made me feel like, well, if they think this way about me, then maybe I am this person. So as I mentioned, why I feel like, as well as you both did, this is going to resonate with people. I feel like those aspects are going to resonate with people because I'm sure there are many that will watch this show that probably went through those same type of scenarios.
Exactly. And as you say, like, for that to happen to you in your young life, when that happens to you in childhood and in your teenage formative years, that's very hard to undo. And and we were saying, like, really from episode 3 onwards, we're kind of unpicking the damage that's been done to Mary in childhood. And
not everybody responds to
those
it.
voices still come back to you, don't they? Those fears and insecurities still come back. It's a big journey.
Well, that's why it's quite nice that I don't think Mary's journey is that linear in it. Like, you see her make these huge strides and huge leaps, and then something will happen that just kind of drags her back. I feel like it's always that, isn't it? Mary? By the end, you kind of feel like she's found enough of a footing that she, going forward, will be able to, like, tap into the positive voice and shut out more of the negative ones.
And hasn't it been special when, like, guys have said, like, we've had guys of all ages, but like in their 60s and 70s saying, oh, I am Mary Bennet. And we've been like, wow.
But I feel like that's the thing, isn't it? That anyone who's felt that they've been othered in some way, or that they feel like they've been made to feel like an outsider, that can apply to, like, a whole breadth and range of experiences, right? It kind of relates to this in a way, even though their experience might be quite different from Mary's experience. Just that feeling,
the way you feel.
That's incredible. I'm so glad you shared that with me as well. But I have to talk about somebody who's in this show who I've been a fan of since Coupling. Richard Coyle.
Oh, we love the Coyle. Yeah, I love
Coupling was
Coupling.
my jam.
Yeah, it's great.
I loved Coupling, and then I talked to Paul Powell last year when I was here, and he does the show on Acorn TV, and Sarah Alexander's in the show, who I also love from. I mean, that was really one of the shows that really got me into the BBC.
Really?
Coupling was the show that got me into the BBC
It's a
program.
great
It's
show.
really funny, wasn't it?
I
Richard
loved it.
Coyle is amazing.
He is brilliant, and he's so funny, isn't he? And just a joy to have on set. Like, he's so funny. Like when he said kippers, which you haven't got to yet, but he has this line, kippers, and you couldn't get through it.
Kippers. And every time he said kippers, tears would stream down my face.
That's just like the giggle loop line.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly could not.
He's so funny and wonderfully warm, isn't he? So lovely.
You know that day when he found an orange in his trousers by accident? Like he was no, genuinely, this was not. He had not set this up as a prank. He was like, we were on set, and he was like, my trousers are really wet. And then he puts up his trousers, and there was someone. He was like, someone's put an orange in. There was just like a tangerine in his pack that had.
That's amazing.
I feel like only the Coyle, only Richard Coyle.
I will admit that is a Richard Coyle-ism.
He is brilliant.
I love Richard Coyle.
That's so awesome.
Me too.
This is your first time at ATX. We're wrapping up soon, but I got to bring this up because this is your first ATX, and I want to know, how has the experience been for you being here?
Very cool. I've never been to Texas before.
Me neither. And as soon as I got off the plane and drove into Austin, I was like, oh, I could live here.
Me too. That's
Which I'm not
exactly
often
what I
like
thought.
that, but it's so lovely.
It's a very nice vibe. I
Yeah.
know
I
it's kinda
said the
different.
same thing when I first came to Austin,
you?
Texas.
Did
This
you?
was
Yeah.
when I've never been to Texas until I started covering this event.
Right.
And I just noticed the vibe immediately because everybody is so chill
Yeah.
and
got a
down to
different
earth,
vibe.
and everybody's so friendly.
I think it's different.
Yeah.
I've heard it's different from the rest of Texas without really. It's like
That's
an old
no, that's what they
bubble,
said.
isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
I just have found it so friendly. The festival has been so much fun. I mean, we've had a blast, haven't we?
Yeah. It's been great.
Yeah.
And just we tried to see the bats last night.
Yeah. But we watched the sunset over the bridge, which was beautiful. Yeah, and we're going to watch the bats on YouTube.
On YouTube. Bother. Yeah.
Well, this has been great, and I hope you guys get
So
to
lovely
come
to meet you
back. I mean, we would love to have you back.
That would be really
Yeah, I desperately want to come back.
I would like to come back.
Yeah.
We'll have to pitch it. We'll have to pitch it out there. Go like, bring Bitbox back. There you go.
We'll do an anniversary,
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah, a 1-year anniversary.
That's it.
Yeah.
There you
We'll do
go.
that.
Yeah, thank you.
Sarah,
Annabelle,
thank
thank
you so much. This was so much
Thank you.
fun.
So lovely to meet you.
Thanks for checking out our coverage of the ATX TV Festival. I'm Novell J. Lee. Make sure you like and subscribe and visit our website where you can check out past interviews as well as official merch at buzzworthyradiocast.com. Until next time.
Thanks for tuning in to The Buzz. Catch all episodes on Spotify. Remember to like and subscribe. Visit buzzworthyradiocast.com.